What you're looking at here is another one of those 3-speed 56-inch Dayton / leading edge industrial fans. Now there's a term known as barn fresh. Now this one I like to call abando fresh, since it's fresh out of an abandoned building, in this case a mental hospital. When I found it, it was completely locked up. Like it barely spun. In other words, the bearings were gummed up. And funny, you see the little crack in the sideband. This fan had been opened up before and had its bearings replaced once before. So it's not the first time, oddly enough. This fan is labeled Dayton, of course, and it was manufactured on 7/3/99, July 3rd, 1999. Oddly enough, that's my birthday. Well, July 3rd at least, anyway. So now we're going to see what it does. Starting on low. Oh, unfortunately, the low speed, or the factory low speed on this model is a little too fast. It's about 100 RPMs. Now you're probably wondering, how did I get this going again? Since it was gummed up, I used Zoom-Spout Oiler, a very thin oil, very thin lubricant, and that freed up the gummed up bearings without adding any noise to them. They have a little bit of a faint hiss, but otherwise they're pretty smooth now. So hopefully I won't have to replace them. Although, again, knowing leading edges with their heat-related issues, the motors aren't very hot. The bearings will probably gum up again, and I'll probably end up replacing them, especially since the ring has already been cracked open, so I don't have to pop it. I can just pull it apart and take it off the motor. Now, let's see what medium does. The finial broke off, which makes changing the speeds a little difficult. I think high speed is about 160 RPM, if I recall. That's what my manual said, my new in-box one. Another thing worth noting, the lower canopy has a normal ring on it for the set screw instead of the stupid rubber sphincter, which the very earliest ones had, which was a poor design. It sucked. So, yep. Now too high. Despite the reliability issues, leading edges, or at least the newer ones with stamped steel motors and steel blades, actually move a hell of a lot of air. I mean, they perform well, but they just don't last because of the high running temperature and, of course, then heat-related bearing issues. But it definitely haul ass. No, there's no denying that. Anyway. There. Now again, when I got this thing, the bearings were essentially locked up. It barely spun. Added the Zoom-Spout. Now it spins freely. And the spin down time, of course, is greatly improved because of that.